Good morning, Diablos. This is What's Up Mission for Thursday, March 24th. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think it's Thursday.
What did I say?
Pretty sure. It's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Varsity athletics schedule: track and field dual meet versus Tribuco Hills High School at MVHS. Boys golf versus Aliso Miguel High School at Aliso Viejo Golf Course at 2 p.m. Boys tennis versus San Juan Hills High School at MVHS at 3 p.m. Baseball versus Tribuco Hills High School at Tribuco Hills High School at 3:15 p.m. And girls lacrosse versus San Juan Hills High School at San Juan Hills High School at 5:30 p.m.
Now let's hand it on over to the arts desk.
Good morning, Diablos, and welcome to a very special edition of the Arts Desk. You may recognize one of our guests as one of our very own teachers, Mr. Moore. Also here with us is his daughter, Oakley Anderson Moore, who is also a Diablo alumni. Her documentary, Brave New Wild, will be making its Orange County debut on April 7th. The film has fantastic reviews from not only the rock climbing community, but it also continues to have wonderful reception at independent film festivals. And I think I speak for all of MVHS when I say that we are very proud of these accomplished Diablos. So Oakley, can you tell us a little bit about when and why you started this film?
Well, I started working on it in 2008, so it's taken a long time to finish. The reason I decided to tell this story is basically because I grew up hearing these amazing stories of these eccentric characters who basically gave up their lives to become rock climbers in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I heard these stories from my dad, who you may know as Mr. Moore, your math teacher, but he was also happens to be a rock climbing pioneer who was one of these people. So I grew up hearing these stories and knew it would make, it was something I really wanted to tell. And yeah, that's why I started.
So Mr. Moore, did you know the other men in this film, the pioneers?
I knew several of them, yeah. We all had it was a fairly small society in those days.
Awesome. So Oakley, what would you say was your biggest challenge in making this film become a reality?
I guess the biggest challenge is it's just a lot of hard work. I graduated from Mission Viejo in 2002. I went to college. After I got out of college, I started working on this film. So it's just taken a long time, and I think for a lot of people who are, want to pursue something creative, the path isn't always clear. And so it takes a lot of internal motivation. But I will say to people, if anyone's thinking about following something that's creative or something that's hard to do, to definitely go for it. Awesome. But just know that it's going to probably take a lot of work.
Yeah. So Mr. Moore, how did you feel about being one of the focal points of a movie?
It was interesting to see, we saw the filming for the first time up in Montana at the Bozeman Festival, and to see my enlarged image on screen, well, it was humbling.
Yeah, and I should point out too that the story is told more or less from my point of view.
Okay.
As a daughter, discovering what my father did with his life before I came along, so it's kind of a very personal film as well in that sense.
Awesome. So what would you what would you hope that a viewer would get out of this?
The people in the film that the story's about were reacting against the pressures around them of society. Mm-hmm. I mean, especially for people watching this in high school, it's like you have so much pressure about how you're supposed to act, what you're supposed to look like, what you're supposed to do with your life. And it's hard to resist those pressures to do something really meaningful with your life. And whether or not rock climbing is meaningful, it really was to these people, and it became this artistic pursuit where they created something.
So if any of our fellow Diablos were to want to come and support, when and where could they see this, and where could they find tickets?
Yes, well, great question. It's showing, we're having our Orange County premiere on April 7th, and it's playing at the Regency Rancho Niguel 7. You can, if you go to bravenewwild.com, you can get tickets there. You can always see Mr. Moore for more info, but it's going to be a lot of fun. There's like a free raffle, there's going to be a Q&A. I think we might be having a band play afterwards.
Oh.
But it's going to be a lot of fun, and if any students want to come, it should be great. And the tickets, we need to sell a certain amount of tickets before the screening materializes. So if anyone's on the fence, they should definitely jump in on this and get their ticket now. Mm-hmm. And see you at the Regency.
Thanks, Me. Great reporting.
Boys tennis is canceled today. Have a great day.